Так как баранов. Но если хоть сколько-то из нас прорвется и займет немецкие позиции, мы обеспечим соседям наступление. А потом в прорыв пойдут танки. Пусть мы ляжем там, но хоть сколько-то отобьем у врага, хоть сколько-то отобьем. И власть здесь ни при чем, какая бы она ни была, есть или будет. Земля наша должна быть нашей, чтобы внуки ходили по нашей земле. И пусть мои кости сгниют к тому времени. Я на это согласен.
Hey everyone, Joe here. Wanted to do a quick update and kind of a build along. We'll edit in some segments here, but this is what we've got started on the La-7. We filled in some pin marks and sanded them down, so got that all set. And then here on the inner sides, again, this is not a real detailed kit. Let's see if we can't get this one to focus here. Here on the inner sides of the cockpit, there's just not much to it. It's pretty flat. So we shaved out one of the levers, and if I'm not mistaken, this is going to be the brake lever, and we just put a little roundel of styrene in it so we get some 3D action, and we're going to put probably some stretch sprue on top of that as a handle, and we'll paint that in. But before we add the handle, I want to get everything primered, painted, shaded, and then we'll hand paint the little tiny handle and put that in. And then cockpit subassembly is done, and there's a little white box here because we're going to be running a couple wires into that box just to add a little bit more to this, because there's not even rudder pedals, and I'm not going to scratch build some rudder pedals for this. If this thing wasn't so basic, I would probably do a little more detailing on it, but it's just, I would have to just rebuild an entire cockpit. So we're just adding little things here and there just to give it some visual stimulation. We're even going to add on this other part of the cockpit side, there is, you see this little circle? I'm not sure I can get it for you guys. That's actually supposed to be a gear lever, and it's just a plain circle. So our watch parts are going to come in handy, because as you can see, there's all sorts of gears in these watch parts. Super good to have on hand, these watch parts. You can do so many things with them, and especially when it comes to aircraft and your gears. And I mean, look at that. They're just perfect. Look, I'm spotting that one right there. So we're going to add that onto here as well, just to give it some 3D depth. And get that ready, get it all in primer. We've got our other bits here as well. We put our intake together, which we had to then fill because it's a two-part intake. I don't know why they did that, but it's not supposed to be two parts. So we had to fill and sand that to make sure that's going to be good. And we got our seat and everything else in here, which is going to be... the other thing that we did, we're cutting off the... oh my gosh, it's totally slipping my mind now. But the aim sight. And we cut the glass part off, and we're going to redo it with some acetate because it was too thick and the seam line went right through it. So we're going to do that. And so far we've drilled out our holes for our guns, and it doesn't come with guns, so we're going to add in the typical, what I like to use. Those are 50 cals. We need 20 millimeters. We'll probably have to find some 20 millimeters, but I use 20 these gauge dispensing needles. They're not sharp, they're dull, and we just cut them off from the plastic and slip them in there. The one side does crush down, so you got to use one side only. But we just got to find the right gauge for simulating 20 millimeter barrels. So that's why we have this multi-pack, which is good because then once you find the one you need, you can go out and just buy the single packs. Like these are great for 7.7 millimeter barrels. These are good for 50 cal barrels, or strike that and reverse that. These would be like 37 mil, maybe 40 millimeter barrels. And so yeah, we'll use that. So that's what we got. We're gonna go get this in primer, get it ready, and we'll come back.